Hi there, today we're going to be talking about modifying ledgers and Unger 0-degree squeegees. Both of these squeegees are very handy out in the field, especially when you're doing commercial window cleaning. The only little annoyance that both of these tools share is the fact that they are not quick release. What I mean by that is, let's say you have an 18-inch channel in here and you get to a small window and you have to change out to a 12-inch channel or an 8-inch channel. You can't quickly do it by using a spring-loaded mechanism like you see on some squeegees. You actually have to get a screwdriver out, loosen up the screws, take the old channel out, put the new one in, tighten everything up. In the case of the Unger 0-degree, not only do you need a screwdriver, but you'll definitely need a pair of pliers or a nut driver to hang on to that locking nut when you unscrew to loosen it up. You know, it's not very convenient when you're on the job site. You want to be able to quickly change out your channels as you go. So what we would prefer to have is what we call the quick release system. So you see the difference here. You got over here just the standard Unger 0-degree squeegee, and here is a modified one with a quick release system. It's simply flip it up, take your channels out, put your new channel in, flip it down, and there you go. Now a quick release package consists of the flip lock, a backing plate, a couple of screws, a couple of nuts, and a couple of springs. And we're going to show you basically how to change out your existing ledger or 0-degree squeegee handle to be a quick release. So step one obviously is going to be to take apart the existing ledger here. We're going to use the ledger as the example. So like I said, you can usually just do it with a screwdriver. If these have already been tightened as far as they can tighten, obviously you might need a pair of pliers or a nut driver on the end of here. But let's just take that backing plate off. Okay, now that we have that old backing plate off, we're going to grab our parts from our kit. We've got the flip lock mechanism, which has a pin that goes through it. And then we're going to grab two of our screws. The screws have a hole in the side of the head. That's where the pin this goes into. So you grab one, grab the other, kind of hold it like that, hold up your ledger tool, and feed them through. So now that's step one. Now we turn it over, making sure that we don't let go of the locking mechanism. The next thing you want to do is, inside the kit you've got a couple of tension springs. You'll feed those onto the ends of the machine screws, and there you go. Now from this point on, you can either use the existing the backing plate of the ledger. For the ledger though, I like to actually use the backing plate that comes with the kit. It's a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger. There we have it. Now the last thing we need to do is put on the nuts. So you get them started. These are locking nuts, so you're only going to be able to screw it through a few threads before it gets all tight. From this point on, what you're going to need to do is either take a pair of pliers, or like I said earlier, if you have a nut driver, just tighten those up. After you've been tightening the nuts for a while, you're going to want to put in a channel just to make sure that you're not over tightening, and just have the flip lock in the open position, and you want to make sure that the screws and nuts are pretty much on equal distance. And then to test it out, you can just flip it into the down position and make sure that it's not going to move, the channel's not going to move. I'm feeling just a little bit of play, so I'll just open this up and I'll tighten it a couple more turns on either side. Again, you want to make sure it's pretty much even. You don't want it lopsided. Let's try that. Okay, that feels a lot more solid. So there you go, we have our ledger all ready to use. Now, if you're using just the standard channels like this, one thing you may find is that you've got quite a lot of the ends of these screws protruding here. If you have any concerns about that, you can just take a hacksaw and cut them off a little bit, just a few threads down, just in case you're concerned that it might do a little bit of interference. If you are using it with a Sorbo style channel, obviously the backing clamp is going to be open a lot more, so you won't have as much of the threads going through. Now, the only difference when you're doing it with the Unger 0 degree, there's a couple of things. One is the screws that go through for the quick release are a little bit thicker than the existing holes on the Unger. So all you need to do is take a 3/16 drill bit and just open up those holes just a little bit, because you need those screws to be able to freely go up and down as the locking mechanism goes up and down. That's one. The second thing is, on the Unger 0 degree, I like to use the existing backing plate from it, because it has 4 teeth in here, which not the bottom part of the plate holds the channel, but those 4 teeth actually hold the rubber, so you don't need to use any kind of end clips. So there you have it, the modification, the quick release modification on the Unger 0 degree and the ledger tool. Oh, and one final note. I made mention that you could use Sorbo style squeegees, wide body channel squeegees, with the ledger quick release modification. Unfortunately, you can't do it with the Unger 0 degree. The plastic in here, the molding is just not properly designed to hold the channel. It's similar in shape to the ledger, but the ledger is using thinner material than this molded plastic. So I didn't have a lot of success with it. Of course, you can give it a shot yourself, but like I said, it didn't work out for me. Thanks for watching. Bye.